Mansi, if you want to take up a speaking spot, we have two more.
Yeah.
I am, attending this session for the first time. I'm not even a past of Toastmasters, so I do not have any much idea about like what it is all about.
That's okay. You just have to speak for like 2 minutes on a topic, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, just if you want to give it a shot, then happy to have you as a speaker.
Just hear out other speakers the same way.
Surely would recommend Mansi to take it up because it will be a great experience for you.
Yeah.
So I think I'll start participating from the next week for sure.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just want to see first other speaking, and then I'll prepare myself accordingly.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Okay. Welcome everyone to the third session of the Impromptu Hive. We have started off. Our first session was a workshop by Deepak Sharma sir. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on our YouTube channel. We'll share the link after the meeting. So it has some really great tips and techniques on how to tackle table topics. And Impromptu Hive was created to get our improvisational skills out in the open and really practice outside of the club setting. So we'll be doing table topics, we'll be doing improv plays, we'll be doing a lot more to get comfortable interacting with each other and communicating with one another. So that's the purpose of the Impromptu Hive. So welcome to all of you to the meeting today on this beautiful Sunday morning. And I'll just briefly go over the rules. Every table topic speaker has 2.5 minutes of maximum time to deliver this table topic speech. Every evaluator gets 1 minute per speaker. So I think we have 2 speakers per evaluator. So every evaluator will get 2 minutes to deliver the evaluation. And both the speakers have to be evaluated at the same goal. So 1 minute per speaker ideally should be kept as the buffer time for each evaluator. With that, I'd like to call upon the stage our topics master for today, Toastmaster Nupur, to lead the table topic section. Over to you, Toastmaster Nupur.
Rohan, just 1 second. What is the timing? What is the time for the evaluator?
Evaluator gets 2 minutes, 1 minute per speaker, ideally.
Oh.
Yep.
Shall we?
Yep. Nupur, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I will not say TM as we agreed the last time that it's not only about Toastmasters here. So welcome friends, welcome all to this meeting on table topics where we would just practice speaking in a manner that, as we say in Hindi, bolti ban kar de. So with that, let us get straight on to the topics and invite our first speaker who we have. I would not be sharing the theme of these topics. However, at the end, I would request you to come back to me and tell me what was common, if you could find anything. Or maybe I'm not able to give all of them the same way, but mostly what was common. So with that, let's invite our first speaker, Geeta ma'am. Geeta ma'am.
Hi,
well,
hello.
Hi. So we as mothers sometimes really get crazy and want to just pull our hair when our kids do something. Sometimes it's also in a good manner, maybe something great positive or really negative. However, it is only later that we realize the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Share one of those incidents.
Okay, thank you so much for that lovely topic. I can share a number of incidents where I used to get crazy, really crazy with my kids. Both my kids went to the same school as me. Early in the morning, the scene in my house would be like a Charlie Chaplin scene. I would keep telling them every day to pack their bags and to put their clothes and everything ready. But in spite of that, they would never listen. And in the morning, while I would be in the kitchen cooking, they would be fighting, Mom, where is my notebook, English notebook? Mom, he took away my pencil box again. So this was the kind of scene which would irritate me. And I would be on the verge of throwing the rolling pin on their head. Thankfully, I didn't do that, but it would be on the verge of doing that. So finally, one day, my father was watching all this. He was watching and he called me in the evening and he said, you need to talk to them properly. You cannot shout at them every day. So that worked. He called my children as well and told them that, see, mom also goes from morning till evening and she has to deal with so many children in the school. If she starts the day with in this manner, what is left in her? So by the time she comes back, she's totally exhausted. So, but now when they are away, they're doing well in their life and they're away. Now I feel that those were the days. Now the house is so lonely without them. The things are as it is. There's nobody scattering things here and there. I miss those lovely, beautiful days when I had to keep shouting at them. That was so lively and energetic. I really miss. Now it's not like a house anymore. I hope everybody learns this from me. So long as your children are there, have patience. Doesn't matter if they create all the trucos, they dirty the house. It does not matter at all, because later when they are not there close around you, you are really going to miss all these things. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am, for that wonderful thoughts and one sharing of those really sweet memories that you have. And we will keep in mind about that. Thank you so much. So with that, I move on to the next speaker, who is Simranjeet. Hi, Simran.
Hello.
Well, this topic is for you because we realized during the last Toastmaster that there was a good age difference, a black and white and a colored kind of a scenario, TV scenario between us. So share an incident where you felt that your parents or maybe teachers were way behind times.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Nupur, for such an amazing topic. I've been grown up in a family where I'm the youngest. Apart from my mother and father, I have two elder sisters who are 9 years elder to me, and I am very used to and very comfortable with the people who are elder to me. But yes, there is an age gap that always come, and there is a thought process that we young people always have in our mind, and because all the what do you say, all the impulsiveness you have being in your young ages, and your parents and your elder ones just want to protect you, and they just want you to be patient and look for the other opportunity and for the right time. So yes, I don't think of my safety or first thing when I want to travel or I want to go somewhere alone. And when I talk to my parents and tell them that I want to go here alone or something, yes, they tell me that, oh, please don't go alone, take someone with you. Or recently I told my grandmother that I'm going to McLeodganj, and she's saying, alone? And I was like, yes. She said, you're kidding, you must be kidding. And I didn't clarify her at that moment of time, because I thought that this would be not a great idea to clarify this in front of her. I'll tell my mother and tell her, and she will understand, and then she will make my grandma understand, because there is a huge age gap and huge what do you say, mentality gap, and maybe I'm not in that position who would understand her situation, and my mother would better understand that. So yes, that was one incident that I faced recently. And I think with time you'll get, and you should get comfortable with the age gap and all the differences. That's it. Thank you.
Wonderfully, wonderfully said. And I would like to hear more about the McLeodganj trip. Well, thank you so much, our speaker, Simranjeet. And let's move on to our third speaker for the day. And it was Mithul, but instead of Mithul, I think we have Akash. Great. Hi, Akash. Welcome back.
Hi. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. Okay. Now,
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Okay.
Well, so the generation, the young generation is always involved in some or the other sort of shenanigan activities. So I would want you to share one such incident where you did do one of those mischievous activities, mischievous actions, but you could still manage to escape from the punishment by just cutting a sorry face.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess, okay, first of all, thank you for such an interesting topic, because it really jogs our memories and takes us back to our childhood days and our days in college. And so I'm sure all of us have a lot of such memories. One particular memory that comes to my mind is from the time when I was, I guess, 8 or 9 years old. So this was the time where we used to have tuition classes. So, there used to be the system where the tuition teacher, she used to come to a particular place, and then she used to take a class, and 5 or 6 people from different schools, they used to sit for the classes. So this is from that time. And there was this one particular day when I think it was a weekend, or I don't remember what the occasion was, but we had some friends of ours coming from a different society, and we just wanted to spend some time with them, so that we'll just play some cricket, football, or something like that. And it was the summer season, so we had a very beautiful mango tree, and we used to enjoy plucking the cherries and all. And especially because I don't know if you all remember that instrument. We used to call it bechki or catapult. So we used to try, flinging stones with that, and then trying to get the raw mangoes out of the tree. We never really succeeded. Ultimately, we had to use the bamboos. But anyway, so what we did was that all of us, the 4 of us, we waited near our building, and we had a sort of tie up कि वो वहां से आवाज लगाएगा जब उनकी रिक्शा आ रही होगी. When the rickshaw shall be coming, we'll just try and jump over to another place. It was a big society, so that when the teacher finally comes to the one house where she has to take the classes, there'll be absolutely no one. But that was really childish of us, because we knew that eventually our parents are going to tell on us. So yeah, I mean, when she did come to the location, we just ended up running away and hiding off in a different place. But eventually, yeah, the security guard was sent to call us in, and so the 4 of us, we were just standing in front of her, and so yeah, just cut a sorry figure, and that was the end of it. That's it.
Well, you remind me of my times when we used to come back from our classes, our dance classes, but stop in between to climb up the jamun tree to pluck jamuns.
Wow.
And God, what a beating we used to get after that when we got late. Yes, sweet memories they are, Akash. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for stirring them up.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So we now have Arpit. Arpit, can we have your cameras on, please? Okay, great. Thanks so much, Arpit.
Thank you.
So the topic for you is sometimes during discussions, we do say something that we should not. Share an incident where you accidentally spilled some beans and later people found out who that person was.
Okay.
And your smile makes me feel as if it has happened with you. So over to you.
Thank you, Nupur, for this wonderful topic. I think when I remember one incident when I spilled the beans, and later on, people used to get me that I am the one who is the culprit. In maybe 5 years back, I want to go to Manali for the paragliding. And I convinced my parents that I will go to this part, but I never told them that I used to do the paragliding out of it. For the 25 minutes, I don't want the 5 minutes paragliding. I want the 25 minutes to be in the sky. I told my parents that I am going the round, and we will only do some kind of fun activity and we will come back, because my parents are always fear of heights, and they never allow me that you go to this kind of things, and you go to any kind of bungee jumping and all kind of things, because they think that this is a kind of risk. Like in your earlier topic also, there is the age gap between the parents and the children's. And I told them that we will go and come back. I have done my paragliding for 25 minutes and I'm very thrilled. But later on, I uploaded the video on the Instagram, and I never thought of that my parents are also on the Instagram and they will see me. When I come back, they are telling me that what you have done. I have told them I just come and go, and I have only the fun activities with my friends. But later on, when they show me the Instagram pictures and photos, I shocked, and I knew that I have spilled the beans, and later on I have convinced my parents about it, and that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Nupur. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 25 minutes of paragliding. Wow. Do share the video with us. All right. So after Deepak, after Arpit, we have, because I was just looking at Deepak, we do not have Deepak as well. So nevertheless, if there's anyone else who would want to speak, please do let us know. So we have Kirti Raj. Hi. All right. Now your topic was taken from the picture that you had. And yep, that's the one. So you met someone and later you realized that the person was not at all what you picturized. Or maybe the same thing happened to you. Someone saw your picture and realized that's not what comes out. Looks can be deceiving. Share your thoughts, please.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. Sorry for saying Toastmaster, because this is where we are beyond Toastmasters. Fellow happening people in here, let me share a journey where looks were actually deceiving. Just look at my eyes. Do you see some kajal in over here right now? Well, some people might feel, does this guy use kajal? I'm like, let me clarify. Looks may be deceiving. Just yesterday night, I had my District 98 contest, Toastmasters Got Talent, where I did a Bharatanatyam Pushpanjali. Over there, it was needed for the get-up, but now people may actually misjudge me, right? Let me share another instance. Looks might be deceiving. Just look at this photo. You see a great master of 155 countries who is sitting beside me in that cool photo. Well, people do feel, okay, is this person just a normal human or is he someone who is an incarnate? That's where I feel, hold on. Don't get stuck with the appearance of a person. Many a times I have seen people feel that, okay, this person looks so handsome. This person looks so pretty. This person must be amazing. Looks might be deceiving. Just know the heart of that person. Look into the eyes straight. Try to read them. Beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. Even Dr. Kalam once said, I may not be a handsome person, but I may give my hand to someone who is in need. Don't you all feel so? Let me share one more example. I have personally gone through this dilemma where, because I sport such a nice beard, people feel me like I am someone like Khal Drago of Game of Thrones. But then they see my another poster where I am in this traditional look and they are like, wait, this must be someone who is a Baba kind of person. When they see me dancing and enjoying in pub, or obviously without drinks, they are like, this person is cool. Hence, I would say looks may be deceiving. Just go with the flow and enjoy your present life. Thank you, and over to the table topics master. You are on mute, Nupur.
Sorry, I was so engrossed in your speech, I forgot. I'm sorry. So that was really wonderful. And yes, I think it has been something like this has happened with all, at least the girls. And we really liked the looks and someone till the person opened their mouth. Has it happened with you girls or not? Well, so looks can be deceiving. With that, let's move on to our next participant, Kamiyah. Hi, Kamiyah.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry,
morning.
Nupur,
Yeah.
Ritika is before. Ritika is here. She's.
Oh, okay. I thought Ritika was okay. All right, Ritika, let's have something for you now. I'll have to think because I did not really, did not see you there at the beginning. So share some incident where you really liked something, really liked something, and you said, this is what I will do, this is what I'm comfortable with, and I love it. However, you realize that that is not what it has to be, and you had to agree that it is time to move your cheese.
Okay, thank you for the topic, Nupur, and wow, really got me thinking. And people have heard this adage, and we use it in management a lot of times, that you should learn to connect the dots. And there had been so many instances in my life, because as a virtue, I am a very passionate person. I get liking of things very early as compared to other people. And I have moved from one thing to another. And now when I look back at my life, I see that what I am right now is a sum total of the things which I have done in the past, And I don't regret doing any of that, because I know if I wouldn't have done it, I would not have been what I am right now. So to give you a glimpse of it, my dad is in government service, and we move every 2-3 years, and I have changed almost 7 schools. Did my schooling in 7 different schools from 7 different states and cities. So I always, as a youngster, when you go to a school, you have new set of friends, and you start like the place, and you start your basketball coaching, or you start your swimming coaching, and then boom, it's the time when you have to move out. So we should always remember. So I never had that luxury to, leave the things. Luxury to stick to the things which I like. So that is how I was brought up, and I am really happy that it has made me what I am. So if you guys also had that chance, please do take it. Do not hold on to it. Thanks.
So much, Britika. Thank you so much for sharing that. And definitely, with those changes, there are so many kids whose parents are in a traveling job, and that we can actually understand how difficult it is to hold on to one particular thing. But yes, that's what life is. Thank you so much for sharing. And with that, let's move on to Kamiyah. All right, Kamiyah. So there was something happened and you were really disheartened, really upset. And I would not like to get into all those negative things, but something was not very right. But you soon realized that it really now, after what it has happened, it does not make sense to cry over spilled milk. Please share an incident or an imaginary one.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. You reminded me of one school incident, and they were my board exams, 10th board exams. And one confession to make, I'm not a good cheater. I have never cheated in my life, and that day, it was first exam, language paper, and I had no idea from where I got that chit in my hand, and there were answers in that chit. And I kept it inside my pouch. Pouch? Fine. The teacher said, you can remove everything, your bags, everything outside the classroom because they were board exams. And I was so afraid to speak that I didn't answer, and I was just sitting silently, focusing on my question paper. And then the invigilator slowly came towards me. I had no idea that I had chit inside my pouch. And she took my pouch, she opened it, and there was a chit. That was such a scary moment. I was so upset, I was about to cry. And the invigilator was shouting me in front of the whole class. And then, when I came home, I told no one about the incident. I couldn't. Then I realized that what's the point crying over spilled milk? After that, I took one lesson out of it. I am never going to cheat in my life. No. And now I have my online exams, and maybe it is much easier for other students to cheat. I'm not going to cheat because it is deadly experience for me. So thank you so much. Over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kamiyah, for sharing that. And I could feel your heart racing when the box was open, the pouch was open. Well, let's move on to our last speaker in the list, but we can definitely have some more. Who is, that's Namrita. Namrita?
Hello.
Hi, Namrita.
Hi, Namrita.
All right, great. Youngsters love to go out with their friends. Now, before I move ahead, just remember that what happens in Toastmasters stays in Toastmasters, so you can share your thoughts, except that we are live on YouTube. Rest, everything is good. So you are really in a mood with your friends. You want to go out and you decide, let's paint the town red. What happened?
Okay. Definitely, I agree to this point. Youngsters love to go out and they always face some restriction from parents. But I think in my case, my mom is more open-minded and with a forward outlook than me. Because when she would go and shop clothes or apparels for me, they would be more modern than what I would buy for myself. So sometimes I had to tell her that this type of clothes are not allowed in office atmosphere. Then she will go and buy something else which would be still more modern. So I never faced such type of issues where I had to apologize or I had to be a little bit like I have to adjust myself to match their standard. In fact, my mom really pushed me to become more modern, to act little stylish, to behave like a young girl. She would always tell me that you behave like your daddy. You are like a previous generation. That is what I always heard from her. And in fact, this question would have been apt if I had to say that my mom painted town pink, because I have more stories about her than what I did. Anything which is adventurous or something which would be out of the box for me as per my age, I always acted like my daddy. That is what I used to listen from all my cousins also. Maybe that is because I am the eldest in my family and I had my younger cousins, and I was always told that you have to take care of your younger cousins. But in general, I would say that I loved who I am and I loved the way my mom tried to make me modern, tried to change my behavior so I can adjust with girls of my age. I can do little nail art, little more makeup on my, or wear more trendy clothes. My mom would have loved that. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Namrita, for sharing that with us. Next Sunday in our table topic session, we would definitely request your mom to join us so that we can ask the same question. Would love to hear something. All right, great. With that, we are yes.
Amelia ma'am is left.
Oh yes, that. How could I, Amelia ma'am? The last one with a bang. All right. Okay. So as they say, save the best for the last. No puns intended. I'm sorry. It's only about the topic that I'm going to give. You are a great speaker, but there is always a time when we do not have words. Just one such incident where the cat got your tongue.
It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away. And yes, there have been many times when I was left speechless. There were situations which made me tongue-tied and I could not speak. I remember two of them. The first one was about when somebody asked me, "Will you marry me?" I was tongue tied because I didn't know that person. I never knew him before that. That was a moment of truth which I could not digest, which I could not accept because it was such impromptu, like this impromptu speech, that I was totally tongue tied. I could not breathe for a few seconds, probably. And that moment, I said, "I'll tell you later." And that was a very weird reply, I would say. However, weeks and months later, yes, I did accept that because I needed time to adjust. I'm a different kind of person who would like to absorb everything and understand. And the second time was few few days back. I got a call from my friend and she told me that one of my friend's wife is no more. And she was an epitome of how a woman should be, of how a mother should be. And she was not even the age to die. COVID took her away. I was speechless again as to how unpredictable the life is, how much left unsaid with people around, how much untold, and how much unexpressed. We are living in a space where we just have to talk, express, and let those words flow in the air to tell your loved ones that you are very special. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Amelia ma'am. Actually, the cat got my tongue. So I would not really say anything for the conclusion, but hand over the virtual stage back
Uh,
to, yeah.
You can call on the evaluators as well in the chat, as in the order given.
Okay. All right. In that case, let's move on to the second segment of this session, where we would get our feedbacks of the speeches that we have given. So the first evaluator that we have is Amelia ma'am.
Can we do Kirtiraj first? He wants to.
Okay. All right, so let's go with Kirtiraj, who would be evaluating Akash and Simran. Over to you.
Okay, may I start?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Simranjit, what an amazing personality you carry. You were always smiling throughout. That is one of the best attributes of a great speaker. Come what may, have those great vibes with you always. You had a catchy beginning. You enjoyed whatever things you were sharing, even though it was all about making mistakes or it was about sharing your personal journey. You were celebrating that every moment in your speech today. Although there are some areas of improvements, like there might be some grammatical like improvements, you can actually have some kind of good gestures which would support your talk. I felt like you actually gave a great speech today. You had an amazing element of surprise towards the end, and the topic was properly woven, which is very important. Content is the king in any speech, and you had a great message. Hope you keep on such amazing vibes henceforth. That was all about Simranjit.
Thank you. Can we go ahead with Akash, please?
Sure. Thank you so much. Akash, you started with some amazing thing which was in line with where our generation is messed up. At times, like we are way too much mischievous. At times, we make that puppy face and feel like the other person makes us feel, okay, let it be. Let us forgive this person because that person is already in so much mess. Let's not mess his life anymore. You began with jogging of memories back to the college days, which made us all feel okay. Yes, though there were moments where we also were mischievous. There were lectures happening and we used to do something mischievous, and the faculty used to be like, I'll see you in the next grades now, next exams now. That was what I loved, because you actually went through a personal story of your tuition classes. Tuition classes are a part and parcel of everyone's life. I hope all of you would relate to it. There was this great spontaneity in your speech, and then your gestures were amazing. You were actually using the complete screen. It was more like back in those days and now over here. So that was where I felt like you actually used the creative space which was present in the entire room. And then you may challenge yourself by a bit of voice modulation. There was a fun element involved in your story. And then the great part about being in Toastmasters is use of English, where we use some Hindi phrase and then we actually translate it. That was properly done. And again, you had a cute kind of cut towards the end where you had that sorry face. So you actually nailed the topic today. Thank you, and over to the table topics master.
Thanks, Kirtiraj.
Thank you so much for that wonderful evaluation, Kirtiraj. Thank you. Let's move ahead to our next. Should we go in the sequence, Rohan, or? All right, okay. Then let's invite Amelia ma'am to evaluate Namrita's. Okay, we do not have Namrita, and we do not have, sorry, Namrita we do have, we do not have Deepak. So let's evaluate Namrita's speech, please.
Oh, you don't have to call me ma'am.
Okay.
You can call me Amelia. All right. Thank you so much to Nupur for that opportunity. And let me go ahead and give my feedback about Namrita's speech. Namrita has a very smiling voice, a smiling face, smiling eyes. Now, that is a very good point for a speaker. I would want to tell Namrita to use it effectively. And when she narrated the story of her childhood and the incidents, the anecdotes, and those expressions were really, really amazing. They really made me go back to the childhood days. And the kind of confidence in her voice which says that I can adjust. It's an honest confession. I loved who I am. These phrases were really confident. So I would request now, with all that positivity in Namrata's speech, I would request her to go ahead and start thinking in any speech where she can start from point A and end at Z. So it's always has to begin opening, body, and conclusion. That is very important. So if you're talking about your childhood story, so talk about it, start somewhere, build the story, and end it with a very positive thought, a takeaway, call for action, or something which you may want to give your audience as a thought provoking idea or for future. That is where it becomes more impactful. And try to bring a little bit of voice modulation, and you are like sad, you are happy, and those emotions in your voice. That will create wonders for your speech. All the best, Namrita. Thank you. Back to Nupur.
Thank you so much for that evaluation. And let's move on to our next evaluator, Geeta ma'am. Can we have your video, please?
Hi.
All right. So Geeta ma'am would be evaluating Kamiyah and Britika. So over to you.
So here, let me start. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. I start with Britika first. Britika, she started beautifully, amazing speech. She talked about how she learned to connect the dots. Because of the various situations in her life. For example, change of schools. I know how difficult it is. I can very well relate to that. When she changed the schools into different states and she had to leave her basketball and other sports in the middle of it. When you change your school, you have to just give up all that. And it was, but that did not disturb her. She learned her lessons from there, how to adjust in every situation. And that is what we have to do in our lives. Beautifully said. A few recommendations for Ritika. Like when you started, you looked slightly nervous. Be careful about that. The audience should not know that you're nervous. Start confidently and add some energy, some voice modulations, your hand movements. And one very important thing, you are not looking into the camera. So that's very, very important when you're giving a table topic speech or any speech. In fact, you have to look into the camera. You have to look at your audience and speak. That shows the confidence. So overall, it was amazing. And you ended with a beautiful message that you have to learn to adjust with the situation. Thank you. Now, next, I evaluate Kamiyah. Should I start again the timer? Hello? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Next, I'm going to evaluate Kamiyah. Her topic was Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk. She had a beautiful personal story. She spoke beautifully and about how she had a chit in her and she kept it in the box. Again, being a teacher, I know many children come up with such incidents. They do come up, and she beautifully told about it. She used her hand movements. Voice clarity was there. The voice modulation was also there. And she left us all with a message. She realized never ever to cheat in her life. That taught her a big lesson. One recommendation from you for you is that when you were talking about how you were caught by the teacher, you could have added a little drama there, a little dialogue there, how you were so scared when the teacher came and caught you. That would have enhanced your speech. Overall, it was wonderful. I really loved your speech. Come forward with more such speeches. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am, for that evaluation. Let's move on now to the next evaluator in the list. That is Kamiyah. And Kamiyah would be evaluating Kirtiraj and Arpit.
Thank you. I would like to go first with Toastmaster Arpit. He told a story which was a beautiful life experience. And with every story, we learn something. And I learned a phrase, spilled the bean. He had a very good language usage. Spilled the bean means to reveal secret information unintentionally. And that is a big blunder, I know. And that was fun to hear. Now, I want to give one recommendation. That is, you can add some more energy in your speech, and you can use little bit of voice modulation in your speech that will impact the audience more. Otherwise, your eye contact was there, but you were slightly you were lost in words, in search of words. So you can work on your words and your voice modulation. That's it for Arpit. Now I would like to go for Toastmaster Kriti Raj. I think an artist is not born, but he learns a very important skill, and that is expressions. And expressions is such a beautiful thing to do. He gave, he spoke very professionally. He used his body language properly and confidently. He used his hand gestures, he used voice modulations. I found no fault in that. And he had that extra energy in him. Now, I would just recommend you to focus on the time management because I think you exceeded your time. So you can divide your content so that you can remain in that time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kamiyah, for the evaluation. Can we pass on the evaluation to Kirtiraj or somehow, because I don't think that he's there on.
He's complete the evaluation already. He was the first to.
No, as in the feedback, basically. I don't know how do we share the feedback with him.
So we'll share the YouTube link with him later.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. So with that, let's move on to the next evaluator, which is Rohan. Rohan would be evaluating Amelia and Geeta.
Thank you so much, Nupur. Firstly, I'll evaluate Geeta ma'am on her speech, apples don't fall far from a tree. I loved how the speaker was so energetic and enthusiastic throughout the duration of the speech when talking about her family, and the content was so relevant, and she used voice modulation to highlight the ups and downs that she faced, the challenges, the shenanigans that her family engages in. So it's really a good, feel-good moment, 2 minutes to hear the speaker talk about her family and how apples don't fall far from the tree. I just have one recommendation for the speaker. Since the topic was apples don't fall far from the tree, maybe the speech could end with that topic per se and tie back the content to the topic, because the speech, I felt like it ended on family itself. But if that could have tied back to the topic itself and give the audience something to think about, that would make the speech more impactful. Secondly, on Amelia ma'am, great start to the topic. First time I've heard a table topic speaker singing her way into her speech. So that was a job very well done. It showed comfort on the stage, on the virtual stage, and a job very well done. The speaker was on topic with two great examples from her life. One on a very humorous level, one on a more recent level with the pandemic. So there was a balance between both the examples. So that was very well handled and balanced. And the speaker had a great takeaway in the end where she tied the topic to her content in the speech. So that was a job excellently done. Uh, and I think both the speakers, Geeta ma'am and Amelia ma'am, were extremely comfortable with the stage. So that is something a table topic speaker should emulate on the stage, where there's a structure to the speech, there's a relevant content that goes along for the topic, and that is something that was there in both the speakers today. So job very well done. And back to Nupur.
Thank you so much, Rohan, for the evaluation. And with that, I guess we come to the end of this impromptu session. And I would like to hand over the stage back to our presiding officer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nupur, for conducting a wonderful topic session. To your question in the beginning, would you like to ask the members to guess the theme of the meeting?
Well, I would definitely like to do that. I am sure all of us would have already guessed. So would anyone want to share what was the theme of the day?
I think it was quotes related, like phrases, because every table topic had a phrase. So maybe it was related to phrase or quotes.
All right. Okay. Anyone else?
Maybe it was related to memories.
Sorry, Akash, I can't hear you.
Maybe it's related to memories, like what memories you have of your life.
Memories, okay.
Yeah.
I think it was mischievous memories, more or less.
Okay. Anyone else?
I was able to relate it to more parenting, something.
All right. Well, what I intended to do was to have or would Rohan, would you want to share what your thoughts are, or
I think it was more on mischief, moments of mischief in life. I think
it was more about generation gap, about how to deal with children, generation gap, basically.
All right. So the theme that I actually started with, or I wanted was to cover today, was and definitely to just add some fun to it, was idioms and phrases.
Okay.
So idioms and phrases, and Kamiyah got it partially right. So the idioms and phrases we covered were cat got your tongue. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Behind the times, that's third, and I guess, yeah. Cutting a sorry figure. Spilled the beans. Looks can be deceiving. Moved your cheese. Crying over spilled milk. And paint the town red. So that is what I was actually trying to cover. But yeah, I liked the responses. I like the parenting part. I like the generation gap part. I like the mischievous part. So I like the way the thoughts worked. And thank you so much for answering that question and remembering the question as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nupur. Before we move ahead, I'd like all of you to vote for the best speaker. The poll should be up on your screen. If you're not able to view the screen, you can message me on Zoom chat. All right, is everyone up for a quick round robin session? It'll take 1.5 minutes of everyone. Yeah, okay. After we vote, we'll get through. Okay. Guys, please vote. We have a 3-way tie, so please vote. Okay. Okay, vote for the best evaluator as well. Okay, while everyone is voting, does everyone know how round robin works? So I'll start off with a phrase and you have to carve a story where everyone gets 10 seconds to say one statement that continues that story from the previous person. Okay.
Rohan, could you just explain it once again, like how exactly?
Yeah, so I'll describe a situation like in the beginning, and every person who's coming next has to say one line that continues the story from where it was left off from the previous person.
Okay. Okay.
And you get 10 seconds to do so. So we'll be done in a minute or so.
Okay.
So, okay. Okay, so we'll go in order of the participant list. So first will be Akash. Second is Britika. Third is Kamiyah, then Simranjeet, then Amelia ma'am, then Geeta ma'am, then Mansi, and then finally Nupur. Okay. All right, the results are done. Okay, so I was standing on the railway station. The last train just went by. It is well past midnight when a stranger walks by, and then suddenly.
So I have to continue this story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one, just 10 seconds of anything.
Could you just say your last line again? A stranger walks by.
And then suddenly.
Okay, a stranger walks by, and then suddenly she turns around and looks at me, and I'm surprised to see that this used to be the love of my life, whom I parted ways with 5 years back due to some circumstances. Okay, I hope I'm doing the round robin right. I'm not sure if this is how it works.
It's my turn, right?
Yep.
So while all that was happening in his mind, in her mind, she was thinking, oh my God, why did I see him? And she was like, it was a big mistake to just step down on this platform. And then she could not take a U-turn because she saw him coming towards her. And then she just, her heart was beating fast, and Then she didn't know what to do, and then suddenly someone shouted her name. Who's next?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
So suddenly, someone shouted her name and she turned back. But when she turned back, she didn't move her body. She just moved her head. And the boy got scared. Thank you.
Simran, you're next.
So yes, the boy got scared. And yeah, but then she had no option to escape from the situation, and she has to face it. And then she just turned towards him, and very awkwardly she asked she said hi to him, and how are you?
Okay, Mansi, you're next.
Okay, so the boy replied that, hi, how are you doing? Then the girl said, I'm doing well in my life. So would you like to, want us to get reunited?
Okay, Geeta ma'am, you can go next.
Unmute.
You're on mute.
Sorry. Oh no, I cannot get reunited with you. Don't forget, you had ditched me a number of years back. You had ditched me. I can never forgive you. I can never forgive you for that. I may remain unmarried. I will not get married to anyone, but I can never get reunited to you. I can never forgive you.
Amelia ma'am.
And that is the reason why I never called you. That's the reason I never contacted you. So as of now, I think it's time for my train to leave, and I just need to collect my things. See you later. But just in case if we cross the roads, cross the path somewhere, I will definitely be smiling at you.
Nupur, end it.
And suddenly, everything around us started shaking. The hand started shaking, the body started shaking, the platform started shaking, and the person just couldn't understand what has to be done, what was happening, and he woke up. And he saw the TT really pushing him hard on the chair. What are you doing, dude? What dream are you in? Your train has already left the station. And you are still sleeping. You are still confused. Please wake up now. Thank you.
Awesome. Very well done. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so any guesses for best speaker? We have a two-way tie.
Geeta ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, there were two winners. Any guesses for more?
I think Geeta.
I think Ritiraj.
Yeah, it's Geeta ma'am and Kirtiraj. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And best evaluator.
Amelia
This
ma'am and
is-
Geeta ma'am.
There's only one here. Any guesses? Okay, it's Kamiyah. Congratulations. You get the best evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, with that, we end this session.